Storms, potentially very strong storms, are expected again this afternoon and evening. It is a WJZ alert day. Want to make you aware of another round of dangerous weather moving towards Maryland. It's going to stay hot and muggy until those storms arrive, however. Meteorologist Rochelle J. tracking the storm. She's in the First Alert Weather Center with a look at live Doppler radar. Rochelle.
Denise, yesterday, unfortunately, we did have a couple dozen reports of wind damage from these storms and a couple of flooding reports that came through as well. Those were mainly in northeastern Maryland for Harford and Cecil counties. So here's a look at what we're watching for today. Severe storms likely, damaging wind gusts possibly over 60 miles an hour. We once again also are going to be watching for frequent lightning. One of the storms that we were watching in northeastern Maryland yesterday, within a span of 15 minutes, had about 1,000 lightning strikes. So we could be dealing with some very electric storms once again for today. Flash flooding and a low end risk for some spin-up tornadoes is also in the forecast for today. So here's a look at the radar. So far, so quiet, but it's hot, it's humid, like Denise mentioned, and those are some things that storms can feed off of as we continue to watch a wave that moves through the atmosphere. Outside right now, it's not quite as hot, but it's still hot. It's still humid. Feels like 93 degrees at BWI Marshall, Odenton, as well as Elkton. I'll walk you through future radar and we'll take a look at the greatest threats. We have a lot of them, but we'll rank them as we look toward the full First Alert forecast, Denise.
All right, here we go. Another alert day today, and looks like the same pattern as yesterday. Looking out of the WJZ Outback, 89 degrees, really hot and humid out there, Rochelle, and we know that percolates.
Yes,
here we go.
It churns things right on up. That sunshine, we've got a system nearby, and it is humid once again. So here's a look at one of our big concerns for today. It's going to be the risk for flooding and flash flooding as well. So we've got this flood watch in place for pretty much the same counties that we had in place for yesterday. So this is going to go through this afternoon and this evening. Flash flooding does look like a good bet anywhere here. Not everyone's going to see the flash flooding, but that risk is elevated for everyone. We've got the possibility of some rainfall rates up and over 2 inches per hour. That was some of the same rainfall rates we were watching in Harford, Cecil, and even some parts of eastern Baltimore County yesterday afternoon. So that's going to be one of our main concerns. Here's a look at something that comes out from the Weather Prediction Center. It's that risk level of flash flooding. So we've got a level 1, 2, and then late this morning, we were upgraded to a level 3 risk from Cecil County down through 95 into some areas of Montgomery, Prince George's, and Charles County. So this swath has just a slightly higher threat, a higher risk of flash flooding if we see some of those heavy showers that move through. We've got the humidity, we've got the moisture in place. Dew points right now at BWI Marshall sitting at 72 degrees. It's 87, but it feels like 93 once you combine the heat and the humidity that we've had in place for feels like quite a while. So severe weather outlook for today. We talked about that risk for flooding today. It is on the high side. We also have a level 2 out of 5 risk for strong storms, severe storms, with wind damage being our greatest threat once again today. And then we also have the threat for some large hail that is at least slightly elevated for this afternoon, a little bit more so than what we saw yesterday afternoon. So First Alert radar, we're pretty quiet out there. Western parts, or excuse me, left part of your screen is showing just a few light showers starting to bubble up there. Nothing too concerning just yet. When we zoom out, this is the area that we're watching. We already have a severe thunderstorm warning that's been issued in West Virginia. This system will continue to track off to the east. Futurecast maybe jumping the gun a little bit, trying to bubble up some of those showers and storms right around now. And we could see a little bit trying to develop here early this afternoon, but the main threat is going to be coming later in the afternoon, going toward that evening rush hour dinner time frame. Here we are at 6 o'clock. You're seeing a little bit more in the way of coverage as far as the area goes, and you're seeing a lot of yellows, a lot of oranges and reds on Futurecast as well. So we do have very heavy rainfall potentially for this evening. We'll take a look at your neighborhood forecast and the 7-day, Denise, coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Rochelle. All right, 7 days ahead. Let's see if we can get some relief from this rain.
We might be able to, not so much for today. Maybe not so much for the end of the week as well. Here's that neighborhood forecast. We're looking at high temperatures hovering right around 90 degrees. Of course, if you stepped outside, you know it's muggy out there. We keep those showers and storms in the forecast through the weekend and into early next week. But you're seeing Friday, Saturday, isolated storms, maybe a better chance on Sunday, scattered storms on Monday, and then maybe by Tuesday, we can get a little bit more dry time in. Right now, no rain icon, but still hot because it's the middle of June.